A very good morning to you all. Welcome to online classes. I am Jaya Verma and today we will discuss about why democracy. In previous videos we have discussed about features of democracy and today in this video we will discuss about why democracy. So an argument broke out in Madam Lindo's class. She had finished teaching the previous section on what is democracy and asked the students if they thought democracy was the best form of government. Everyone had something to say. So, all of them have debates on democracy. Just read it out. You will come to know. And here I will describe about what is democracy. So, democracy is of two types. First is direct democracy, and the example of direct democracy is Switzerland. In Switzerland, we have direct democracy where all of them stand in a crowd and they will raise their hands. If they are in favor, they will raise their hands, and in this way, they give their vote. And the second one is indirect democracy. Indirect democracy means we elect our representative, and those representatives will go in the parliament and they will make the government. And this indirect democracy exists in India. So these are the two types of democracy. So come on page number 32 according to the old books, and here we have some arguments against democracy. Okay, why democracy is not good? See, this conversation has most of the arguments that we routinely hear against democracy. Let us go over some of these arguments. These arguments, or we can call it demerits of democracy, and then arguments for democracy will be merits of democracy, demerits, disadvantages. These are all for democracy. With the arguments against democracy. The first argument is leaders keep changing in a democracy. This leads to instability. Means after every 5 years, leaders keep on changing because the citizens are not satisfied with the work of the leaders. So they change the leaders. In this way, after every 5 years, the leader changes. So this shows that the government is unstable. Then number two, democracy is all about political competition and power play. There is no scope for morality. So, democracy is all about political competition. See, for example, if in a particular area there are 2 to 3 candidates, so there is competition between this area. Then in another area we have 2 3 more competition for the same party. So from different constituencies they are conducting they are elections are there, and so people are contesting election. So then it becomes a political competition and power play. Why power play? Because those who are powerful, their candidate will be their candidate will win the elections, and there is no scope for morality. So no morally we don't think so that there is scope for morality in this type of democracy. Then number two, we have democracy. Number three, so many people have to be consulted in a democracy that it leads to delays. So for a decision, if there are leaders are there and they have to take a decision on any policy or any program, so then the process is very long. They have to discuss a lot, many consultations. They have to consult the senior leaders. Then there are many debates and discussion. So this system it delays a lot. It leads to delays. Then we have next is elected leaders do not know the best interest of the people. Means the leaders which are elected by the people, they don't know what is the interest of the people. So sometimes they take bad decisions. Then democracy leads to corruption, for it is based on electoral competition. So there is scope of corruption also in this, because people who are rich, they will spend a lot of money on this campaigning, and this leads to corruption. Then what they will do, uh, they will buy the votes from the people. So this electoral competition, it leads to corruption in election. As we all know that people can go to any level to win the elections. So this is about that democracy leads to corruption, for it is based on electoral competition. Then last is ordinary people don't know what is good for them, so they should not decide anything. So people are not deciding anything. Ordinary people, they don't know what is good for them, what is bad for them, and people should not decide anything according to their own wishes. So these are arguments against democracy. But are there some other arguments against democracy that you can think of? Which of these arguments applies mainly to democracy? Which of these can apply to misuse of any of form of government? Which of these do you agree with? So clearly, democracy is not a magical solution for all the problems. As we see, we have many problems. Poor people also have problems. Middle class people also have problems. But this democracy is not the. We cannot say that democracy is a magic. It will solve all the problems. It has not ended poverty in our country and in other parts of the world. This democracy has not ended poverty. इसने poverty को खत्म नहीं किया है in any other part of the world. So democracy as a form of government only ensures that people take their own decisions. This democracy as a form of government, as we know that democracy is the rule of the people, in this people take their own decision. This does not guarantee that their decisions will be good. Sometimes we see that people have taken the decision, but we cannot say that their decision might be good every time. So people can make mistakes. Involving the people in these decisions does lead to delay in decision making. It is also true that democracy leads to frequent changes in leadership. As we have seen that in democracy, after every 5 years, the leaders changes. So we are the one who change the leaders because we have the power. Power is that we have the right to vote. We can vote them, and because of our vote only, they will win the election. They will be elected. Sometimes this can seek back big decisions and affect the government's efficiency. So these arguments shows that democracy of the kind we see may be the ideal form of government, but that is not a question we face in real life. The real question we face is different in democracy. Is democracy better than other forms of government that are there for us to choose from? Is democracy a better form of government? How? Now we will see, as we have seen, arguments which are against democracy, which don't think that democracy is a good form of government. Now we will see arguments in favor of democracy, favor for democracy. So let us take the example of China. China's famine of 1958 and 1961 was the worst recorded famine in the world history. In 1958 and 61, there was a famine in China, and that was the worst famine the world have ever seen in history. So nearly 3 crore people died in this famine. How many people died? 3 crore people died in this famine. So during those days, India's economic condition was not much better than China. So at that time, 1958 to 61, India's condition was also not very good. So yet India did not have a famine of the kind China had. That we were lucky that we don't have this type of famine in India. So economists think that this was a result of different government policies in the two countries. So economists means people who study about economics. They says that this result of different government. This was the result of different government policies in both the countries. The existence of democracy in India made the Indian government respond to food scarcity in a way that the Chinese government did not. So the existence of democracy which India had, that made the Indian government that people had a scarcity of food. So in a way that this Chinese government cannot make that arrangement. So they point out that no large scale famine has ever taken place in the independent and democratic country like India. We were lucky enough that we did not have this type of famine. So if China too had, they point out that no large-scale famine has ever taken place in an independent and democratic country. If China too had multi-party elections, an opposition party, and a press free to criticize the government, then so many people may not have died in the famine. See what they are saying, ki if China would have multi-party system, multi-party means many parties, multi-party election they have, then they should have an opposition party, and there should be a press which can freely criticize the government policies, government program. Then if it would have been there in China, then so many people would have not died in the famine. This example brings out one of the reasons why democracy is considered the best form of government. Through this example of China, we can say that why democracy is considered the best form of government. See here, democracy is better than any other form of government in responding to the needs of the people, because in a democracy, people's need are being responded by the government. A non-democratic government may and can respond to the people's needs. It is up to the government in a non-democratic government. It is up to the government that it may respond to the people's need, but it all depends on the wishes of the people who rule. Those who are leaders, it depends on the wishes of the people, wishes of the leaders, that they may respond to the needs of the people. If the rulers don't want to, they don't have to act according to the wishes of the people. Means in a non-democratic country, the leaders are not accountable to the people. A democracy ensures that the rulers have to attend to the needs of the people. Means in a democratic government, the government is responsible or accountable to the people. Whatever work they are doing, they have to tell the people that this type of work have been done by us. So a democratic government is a better government because it is a more accountable form of government, and to whom it is accountable? It is accountable to the people and to the other officers. So students, I will pause over here. I hope you must have understood why we need democracy and what is the difference between democratic government and a non-democratic government, and why a democratic government is better government. So thank you and have a nice day. Bye.